I do not own Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just trying to see which one is better.
Going on, guys? I'm Mortal 4 here with another debate between Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. So, basically, what we recovered was, what we reviewed was the opening to see who had the best opening for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. And the winner was Yu-Gi-Oh! So today we're going to be going over something different. We're going to be going over their not capability, but their like what they use basically. So the Pokeballs or the duel disc system. What's the best thing? So we'll go over three different types of variations. Variations. I think that's how you pronounce it. Variations. We're gonna be going over the room of it, like how much room it contains, the playability, like how capable playing is it, and the traveling. Is it best for traveling? So yeah, got this in here again. So first we'll talking about room ability. So the dual disc is about. We'll start with Yu-Gi-Oh! The dual disc is on your arm, the whole forearm right here. So when you're dueling, you hold your cards with this hand, and you draw with this hand, and summon, place, and all that. So when dueling with the dual disc system, its capabilities are pretty good, I might say, because you could draw with one hand, like that, and make sure the card is facing this way, or you're gonna draw it backwards. So you draw like that. You hold your cards right here. You could place them face down like that. In the show, you could place them right here. So in the show, they'd be placing them right here, which is really better because you could just place it in like that. And you could place face down defense. It's shield veteran, the field position. You place that in there. And then it goes in, and you got your points counter right here. So, and then you have your graveyard. So it has basically everything you'd need to play the game on this thing. The only problem is, it gets real, frustrating, its paddleability on your arm. It's a real good system, but its room is so massive, this thing can freaking chop someone's face off. Just look. It's time to duel. Yeah. That if you got your arm caught in that, you'd chop off your arm. Well, anyways. So yeah, that thing is really big. It's hard to take off. So its downfall is it's very complicated on the arm. Because, if you're pulling down like that, your whole thing is going to go down. You got to remember, you don't want to show your cards to your enemy. So, you got to remember that. And also, if you got hit or, fell down, your cards are, going to fall out. Or they might fall out. So, be aware of that. There's the downfall in that. So, let's move on to the Pokemon. So, Pokeballs... the room variability is really, not that big, because a trainer can only hold up to 8 Pokemon until they go into the Poke Center. I think it's a Poke Center in the computer, where you could change your Pokemon. You could only hold up to 8 Pokeballs. Yes, 8 Pokeballs until they change. So, once that change goes, you could go back over there, trade it in, bring it back, but you could only hold up to 8 Pokemon. So that's really a good thing and really bad thing. One, well, we're talking about the room right now, so I'll talk about the room variations. I won't go into that. The room of a Pokeball, you could shrink it, so it get up to like that big, or maybe even smaller than that. And that could 8 of them could probably fit in my hand. So that's like a little bag. I could carry a fanny pack or something on my side hip, or just put them in my pocket basically. So yeah, the room on that is not that big. So I would have to give the room ability to Pokemon. They have the less space ability. They have less than the dual disc. The dual disc is massive. It's really massive, and that's its flaw. So the room would have to go to the 8 Pokeballs. So now here it comes. Now let's get into its playability. So when you're dealing, we'll start off with Yu-Gi-Oh. When you're dealing with when you're dealing with the dual disc, you gotta realize like its playability is really like out there. It's just there, like the whole map. It's like basically carrying. Yu-Gi-Oh fan, you've seen these, the playboards. It tells you everything you need to know, the field zone, the graveyard. Since everything's on there, you know where to place the card, where to put everything. If you didn't know, on the dual disc, it has all of that. It's got your 5 monster card slots, so you know you can only put 5. You can only put 5 face downs. Your graveyard's right here. Your dual disc right here. It can only hold 40. If you try to fit more, you'll have to force it. So you'll like kind of know what amount of cards you could put in it. So, and it's got its field zone all by itself, and you could just close that, and you'll know it's there for the whole game. So, and it's got its point counter, so that's really good. So yeah, that's all I gotta really say about that. So yeah, its playability is really good on its field and everything. So yeah, here we go on the Pokeballs. The Pokeball's playability is basically on where the surrounding area is. So it could be anywhere. So that's really hard to compete with the dual disc, because the dual disc can be played anywhere as well. So the Pokeballs basically, its playability is not really good unless you have its the Pokedex. The Pokedex tells you everything. So I'll include the Pokedex in this because it tells you everything about the Pokemon and its attacks. So basically, so let's see. Yeah, the Pokedex is a really, really good thing for a Pokemon trainer, especially for beginners, because it tells you where everything's at. So, unlike the dual disc, the dual disc does not tell you, like, it doesn't speak to you. It doesn't tell you how to play the game. Basically, the Pokedex kind of does. It tells you what to do. It tells you, like, it doesn't tell you what to do, but it tells you the attacks of this Pokemon, what it has, what it is, where you can find it. It tells you a lot. So its playability is really good. The Pokeball itself is not. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because when you throw a Pokeball, it could go anywhere. It could be anywhere on the field. So it's kind of like the dual disc. You could go anywhere, but the bad thing about the Pokeball is you have to throw it. And what if you threw it off a cliff? What if you accidentally threw it into some lava? I've noticed some do come back, but some don't sometimes, and that's a flaw. So it would have to be those two. It would have to be kind of a tie. So I'll come back to on that. All right, now traveling. Okay, now traveling is kind of a little on the edge, because with cards, you could lose a card. I've seen it. Yu-Gi-Oh loses all his Exodia pieces. With the dual disc, it could hold up to 40 cards. So if you have more than 40, you gotta put the rest somewhere else. Maybe your pocket, and have a friend hold it, but it's really hard. So you gotta be careful with that. Now, the Pokeballs. You're traveling with that in a bag, so somebody's gonna steal it. Team Rocket always steals Ash's Pokeballs, but he gets them back. But the fact somebody is always taking it is really bad. But I have to give the dual disc the best on that one. So now it's tied. So we can't leave this tied. So I was thinking about the best playability, and I would have to give it to the Pokemon, because the Pokemon, it tells you how to play the game. Yu-Gi-Oh, you kind of just have to know it. So that is a good thing for the Pokemon, the Pokedex to have. So I'd have to give it to the Pokedex. With the Pokeballs. So those two teams combined is really good. But yeah, the traveling thing is the best for the dual disc. The dual disc is the best thing to travel with, because you play anywhere, it's holding your cards, everything is good. But the room ability is kind of massive on the arm, and you know, you wouldn't want to carry that on your arm all day. And playability, and they're both really even, but with the Pokedex, it just makes it a little easier. So, you know, you kind of want to play more easier than playing difficult. So I would have to give the win today for the Pokemon.
I won. I won the first.
So, yeah, Pokemon wins this round. Next time, we're going to be doing the cards for both of them. The cards for Pokemon and the cards for Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's see who has the better cards. So, will it be the heart of the cards, or will it be the training cards? Who knows? So, until next time, we'll see who wins. And I'll keep doing more, don't worry. It's not even close to being over. So, I'm Mortal Rook 4, and I'm signing out.